Vertical integration is the process of controlling each step of production to bring an idea to market.
Pharm Eng is an international company that provides a full range of services to the pharmaceutical and biotech market. But it wasn't always that way. Alan Kwong started as a one-person operation in 1997, strictly as a consultant. He followed an important rule in business: go with what you know.
When we look back at my background, I'm a chemical engineer by training. And when I did my master at the University of Toronto, it's focused on biomedical. And my first job has been in the pharmaceutical research and biotech industry. So you just carry on from there. That's where the experience was. And sometimes you try to be doing too many things, and you end up there none of the things that you are doing good or doing right. So sometimes it's good to be focused.
Pharm Eng quickly began to introduce services beyond consulting, with labs for testing and validation, R&D, and quality control. There are many steps with bringing a new pharmaceutical to market, and a high-risk failure. Pharm Eng could now provide the means and knowledge to complete each phase. Most partners would want parts of the intellectual property, hoping for a higher return in the end. But Pharm Eng only asks for fees for service, letting the smaller entrepreneur own the IP, and providing an affordable alternative for the larger pharma companies. The business model proved to be so successful that Pharm Eng could then take the huge step into offering their clients total service.
And then in 2005, we also ventured into the manufacturing, and that's the year that Pharm Eng became a public company because we need capital to build manufacturing facilities.
Going public is a dream for many businesses. Selling part of the company gave Pharm Eng the equity to start manufacturing and licensing products for Canada from large companies like Pfizer, and producing smaller runs for their independent clients. Although a PO can help determine the value of your company and make your assets more liquid, there are still pros and cons to this process.
Going through the process, what it does take, you have to hire an investment banker, and you need some corporate lawyers, you need the proper accountants. Many expenses that you don't have to incur when you're a private company, you incur like 10 times more when you became a public company. I remember before we became a public company, we spent maybe 100,000 on accounting or legal fees, and we spend $1 million today. And my advice to private company is you have to know why you want to go public. If Pharm Eng just want to be a consulting company, that's not capital intensive, and I would not go public. I would just leave it private, and I would own 100% of the company.
Today, Pharm Eng has grown to have offices in Markham, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Halifax, as well as Raleigh, New Jersey, and California. They're now entering into the Asian market with an office in Taiwan and a consulting firm in China. There's a big push in China to manufacture and export pharmaceutical, but they lack the experience and quality control, which is a perfect fit for Pharm Eng's expertise. Growing a one-person operation to a multinational worth millions, Alan gives us some advice as to how to begin.
I was an engineer in training. I was working in corporate management in New York just before I come back in 1997. And you know how you work in a multinational in the corporate office. I mean, you get all the assistants to help you to do different things. But when you start a company, you're on your own. I mean, you do your own typing, you do your own accounting. On the other hand, you execute your own project and you have to do your own marketing. You have to do everything, you have to be good at everything. And sometimes it takes away a lot of attention. To be successful, especially for entrepreneurs today, and you can see that, well, number one, certainly you don't work from 9 to 5. It's really unlikely when you start a company. Secondly, you have to have this enthusiasm that you really want to do it, because you get the ups and you get the downs. The time that you get the joy and the time you get the frustration. The time you get a contract, that you really be happy, and the time that you lose a contract and you will be sad. But that's part of the cycle. And you have to be able to get used to those ups and downs of the business cycle, especially for the first few years.
Big Fish Video Productions.